Here's what's to come. Let me help you propagate like a pro. In this video, I demonstrate step by step one of the easiest methods to propagate Anthurium that guarantees success every time with my tips and tricks along the way. This is my Anthurium Radicans by Luxurians hybrid. I'm going to use this Anthurium in this video to demonstrate one of the simplest methods to propagate Anthurium. If you're new to Anthurium and want to add one to your collection, this is my #1 ranked Anthurium for beginners. If you're new to propagating Anthuriums, I'm going to demonstrate step by step in this video what guarantees me success every time. At the end of this video, I'll show you all my successful props that I was able to eventually sell on Instagram. So I'm going to start by taking you guys back in time when I first propagated this. It was actually one of the first videos I published on YouTube. So I'm going to take you all back to see exactly what I did. And then I'll present the new plant babies that I was able to grow. And finally, I'll show you guys how I'm going to start the process all over again with this specimen in view. So stick around, let me show you how to prop like a pro.
Usually in preparation, I would air the bare stem to give myself a good head start. I just use moss and contain it using a smaller nursery pot to establish a root system prior to cutting. These roots look great already. They're actually already grown into soil, which gives me a good success rate. I look for an area bare of any of these roots to make that cut. I just make a swift, seamless cut, preferably without the top falling off. But here it is unharmed with an established root system ready to be potted up. This is the butt cut. Originally, I was just going to take the top cut and leave the butt cut to reshoot, but I got curious to see, well, how dense the root system was under the soil and how long the stem was. So I ended up uprooting it, and this root system clearly is quite dense and the stem is definitely choppable. There are a bunch of axillary nodes that you could see right here, those little black bumps, and in between you're able to chop it to create new plants. In this case, I was able to get 4 cuts, and each one of them already have roots to give me a good head start. For each one of these chunks, I place the cut edges in cinnamon to prevent infection. After that, they're all ready to be potted up. For the top cut, I always bury a little deeper to encourage root growth to the top part of the stem. And I always ensure that I place the propagation in a pot where the roots are actually 1/3 the volume of the pot. I'm going to explain my mix next. You may have seen this reel I made for Instagram showing the different components to my Anthurium mix, which includes fine grade orchid bark, large grade perlite, tree fern. The tree fern comes in sheets, so I usually shred that for easy mixing, and I just mix that into a premium Aroid mix. I'll link all the products in the description. When I pot up, I always ensure that the chunk remains above the soil to prevent any type of rot. After that, I use a Great White dilution. Great White is a brand of mycorrhizae. I'll put all the product information in the description below for you to check it out. But basically, the mycorrhizae allows for better absorption of nutrients from the onset. It also prevents trauma. I've been using it for a little over a year now, and the results are incredible in my mind because the propagations themselves get the nutrients from early stages, and that symbiotic relationship between the root system and the mycorrhizae is established from day one. I could always put a link for a little more information on what mycorrhizae does in the description. After that, I just top with a couple tags and some moss.
All of my propagations were successful, as you'll see in this frame, and it took about a month to 6 weeks to get them all market ready, to which I sold every single one on Instagram. During this time, the top cut that I kept for myself also pushed out a new leaf, and this is what it looked like back then. This is what she looks like today, and I'm going to show y'all how I'm going to start the process all over again. Just a quick note on the health of it. It's holding at least 6 leaves right now, and it currently has an inflow. Inflorescences usually are a great sign of a healthy, happy plant. I would love to know how my props are going. If you were able to purchase one from me, please comment below and let us know how things are progressing. If you're curious about taking propagation one step further and want to grow Anthurium from seed, I'm going to link a video to just show you all how easy it is to pollinate Anthuriums and possibly grow them from seed. Research has shown, though, that the Luxurians by Radicans is super hard to pollinate. It is a hybrid of Anthurium radicans, which is sterile, but these here are my Anthurium dock block Zara F4 by Anthurium fingers that I successfully grew from seed. But let's not stray too much. Okay, so those 2 steps to start the process all over include, and this is a quick tip, once you see aerial roots protruding from the main stem, that's a good sign to start top layering or using a moss collar to encourage further rooting from the stem. And here's my quick trick. I love to use a nursery pot, an old nursery pot that you're probably going to discard, and just create a makeshift moss collar. I just take a smaller pot and wrap it around the plant itself to sort of cover the area where the aerial roots are protruding. Ideally, a smaller nursery pot would have gotten the job done, but this is just what I had on hand. So I'm just going to secure it using Velcro tape to create a nice air layering chamber. This method helps to keep the moss close to the aerials. It's essential for the aerial roots to be touching the moss but not smothering them. You'll see exactly what I mean shortly. This is a top-down look at the stem itself where we're going to backfill with moss. I always have moss on hand where I get all my supplements. I'll link below in the description, but pretty much I just soak the moss like this. I just sort of guesstimate how much I'm going to need and get a little container of water and pre-soak the moss. And before I add it to our propagating chamber, I squeeze as much of the water as I can out. And this is what I mean by you don't want to smother the aerials with super wet moss. You want to make sure the moss is moistened and fluffy so it's pretty airy upon entering our propagation chamber. So after fluffing the moss or loosening the bits, I just drop them in there lightly. I do not compact the moss. Compaction can sometimes cause those aerials to rot because it doesn't quite need to be wet, it just needs to be moist. So, in essence, you want to create as close to 100% humidity in there. The humidity is what's going to do all the work for you. So, once you fill that propagation chamber with moss, that's it. You're just going to leave it put for about 2 weeks and then you can check it and start the chopping and propagating all over again. And well, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I hope you found something useful. Please comment below if you've tried this method before, if you have any tips for us, any tricks for us, any recommendations. I would love to know how you actually propagate your anthuriums. If this video was in any way inspiring, please consider giving it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button.